Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I've been away for like a good 3 weeks. I had to leave this country because I had enough, okay? And now I'm back and I'm facing reality again, and I just don't like that. Anyways, we thank God because we're still here, we're still alive, we're still breathing. So we've got to keep going. So I'm on my break, but I kind of wanted to do a little, have a little conversation with you guys and give you guys an update with where I'm at and where I've been and how I've been feeling. And yeah, this walk, let me just firstly say that this walk is one of the most challenging things ever. Like, I don't think anyone actually deeps it when you're young, you're Christian, like you're set apart from so many people, you're misunderstood, a lot of things are thrown at you, and that's not to say that people don't go through life. Like, life is not easy for so many people, but it's just the burden that you carry compared to other people. Like, I've been carrying such a burden, and I've been in a place where I've questioned God. I've been so upset. I've cried out to God. I'll be honest. Remember, this is a channel where I keep it real, and I'm here to keep it real. And oh my gosh, it's just been a lot. Like, I've been in a place where I've got a mentor, and he was basically telling me, Mylene, like, you ask too much questions. And I do because of trauma, and I don't want this to be like my whole persona of no, I don't want it to be my whole persona, but I kind of see how it's affected my life and how much it affects me still. Like, I don't trust people, and because I don't trust people, I don't trust God. Let's talk about it. I've been selfish. I've been selfish with God. I've asked him questions. I've asked him why does this happen? Why am I going through this? Why am I going through that? Not even realizing that he has me in a place to obviously stretch my faith and obviously to intercede for others. A few days ago, my past, so let's go back. So there was a day where I was crying. I'm a crybaby. I was crying to God, and I was just like, I'm not hearing you. What is going on? And I've been, I have that relationship with God where God speaks to me, but right now I'm not hearing God. He's silent. It's annoying me. It's frustrating me, because if it was by my own will, things would be happening. I'm not somebody who wastes time, okay? I have this older sister syndrome. Come on. We don't have time to wait. Let's do things. And I feel like I've been upset at the fact that God has me in a place of standstill, and I just feel like I'm not someone who's jealous. I'm not somebody who's envious. I've been tried and tested in that area, and I feel like I'm doing an all right job. Maybe I'm not to God, but yeah, I just feel like I feel so stuck, and it's just been frustrating. It's been so frustrating. And a few days ago, like I said, I was crying out to God, and then the next day my pastor messaged me. So after work, she just messaged me randomly. She basically asked me if I could be a part of like one of her lives. And I was like, okay. I asked God, what is it that you want me to speak about? I don't really know what it is you want me to speak about, because I like to be prepared. I don't like to, I just like to be prepared. And, as much as I loved that day, I understood that God is basically speaking to me in a way that's different to what I am used to, because this is a new season where we are going through different times, through trying times. And I was interceding for other people, and the revelation that I got from it was God is basically allowing me to go through the things that I'm going through, the struggles that I'm going through, to also understand that other people are going through similar situations that I'm going through. So at times, like, I'm somebody, I consider myself as a strong person, but I'm very sensitive as well. I feel a lot, and I've just been like, God, like, why am I carrying this burden? I don't understand why I'm carrying this burden. I don't know why it's so challenging. I don't know why it's so hard. So what I basically meant in the previous video was that sometimes you will go through a time where it does feel like the weight that you're carrying feels like a burden, because God kind of wants you to, you know, have compassion or be relatable to other people. Because when my pastor called me and she told me, you know, to join her live, I wasn't expecting to deliver that word, because I was going through my own situations. You know, the night before I was crying, and I was asking God, like, I don't understand, what are you doing, like, you know, and he responded to me in that way, and I had to sit down and understand what it was that he's doing. And that's basically what I gained from it, you know. And you know, it was encouraging for other people. A lot of people are going through so much heartache and heartbreak, and it's kind of like what I've kind of been going through, not romantically, but we're talking about life. We're talking about life, real life situations. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to insert. I've been in a place where I'm like, God, please, like, I want to trust you, like, help me to kind of see things the way that you see things. And one thing that God taught me this week is that, Mylene, baby girl, you need to calm down. Like, and the verse that he gave me, and I'm gonna read it, is Galatians 5, which is like one of my favorite like verses in the Bible, because it speaks about freedom in Christ. And it says, so Christ has truly set us free. Now make sure that you stay free and don't get tied up again in slavery to the law. Listen, I, Paul, tell you this: if you are counting on circumcision to make you right with God, then Christ will be of no benefit to you. And, you know, I was basically saying that, God, like, help me to, you know, understand what it is that you want me to do, like, so that I can be in the season that I want to be in. And that's not how it is. That is not how it is. And I had to learn that the hard way, and I'm still learning it, and it's so challenging because I'm frustrated. I'm in a place of, I'm so frustrated. But then again, I'm praying for peace, because it's like, if God has me in this season, he has me in this season for a reason. I just need to know that there's freedom in Christ. And there's freedom in Christ in my mind, there's freedom in Christ in my heart, there's freedom in Christ in my career, there's freedom in Christ in my finances, there's freedom in Christ in my relationships. And it can be considered differently, do you know what I mean, in every compartment of my life. There's freedom in Christ with my family, do you know what I mean? I don't need to worry about my family. I'm the older sister in my, you know, my mum's side, and, you know, I've been in a place where I have to make sure that my siblings and my family are right, but I'm no longer in that season anymore. So I cannot continue to live in that way. I cannot continue to walk in that path when I know that there's freedom in Christ, and I know that this is a different season. Okay, so to conclude today's video, I wrote a few things that links back to Galatians 5 that I kind of had to tell myself about myself, that there is freedom in Christ. So one was, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I don't need to explain myself to anyone. And if I can have that sort of mindset to an extreme, or to an extent, that's the word, then I can understand that the questions that I have for God, or the answers that I'm expecting to receive from God, it's the same thing. He doesn't have to explain certain things. He doesn't need to make me understand certain things, because he knows why he has me in that season. I feel like with humans, it can be different to an extent, but when it's God, it's very, very different. I also said that I am not God. I don't need to save everyone. That's not why I'm here. I'm a vessel. I'm going to be used. And I've come to the conclusion that that's okay. But yeah, I don't need to save everyone, because the more I try to do things, that doesn't mean that I need to stop my way, stop helping people, stop doing this. I just basically need to not get the praise for his glory, basically. So I'm going to pray and try to stop getting in the way of him receiving his praise. Also, I said that sometimes, a lot of the times, I basically just need to apply Galatians 5 into my life in everything that I do. If I feel stressed, I need to understand that it's either I follow everything through by law, or I understand that there's freedom in Christ. If there's freedom in Christ, I don't need to give myself headache. As much as sometimes I might put myself into depression, I don't need to, because there's freedom in Christ. So to conclude this video, I'm going to read John 13:7, and it says, Jesus replied, "You do not realize what I am doing, but later you will understand." I don't need to understand everything now. I don't need to understand why I may be in a place of standstill. I don't need to understand why everyone else seems to be moving forward. Things like doors may be opening for certain people in certain departments, and I'm here. I don't need to understand it now, but one day I will, and I trust that I will. I'm learning to trust that I will, because it's not easy. Remember, like, this is a channel where I'm going to keep it real with everything, with my walk, with how I'm feeling, and yeah, like, that's it. So yeah, I hope you guys can like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I also pray that you guys get revelation. Also remember to read Galatians 5 and ask God to basically show you more clarity. So yeah guys, thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.